Everyone who has ever lived has inevitably asked the following 4 questions, even if just subconsciously. Who am I? Where am I? What is wrong with the world? And what's the solution? A person's answers to these questions naturally formulate their entire worldview. A worldview is just a system of values and meanings that enable people to interpret reality and determine their actions throughout life. One's worldview can drastically affect how they interpret their beliefs. So, first question, who am I? Human beings are the pinnacle of God's creation, but we are still separated from God, as we can never be divine ourselves no matter how much we try. Out of all God's creation, plants, animals, and everything else, a human being is given the highest intellect of personhood, of body, soul, and spirit, and we're made in the image of God. Humans came into being at conception and will live forever, either with God in heaven or in a place where they are eternally separated from God. But we are designed, and we were designed by God to remain in a relationship with Him. Second question, where am I? This question is essentially asking, what is my general view of reality? Or what is the nature of reality in which I find myself? Human beings live on the earth, which is part of the overall creation activity of an eternal God who created everything that exists from absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing, creation out of nothing. He originally created this good creation, and it was harmonious. There was wholeness, completeness, filling up every inch of the entire universe. This perfect reality in God's good creation was how it was supposed to be, and is what the Hebrew word shalom refers to: perfect, complete peace and wholeness in creation and in humanity. But that is not the world we live in now, which leads to the third question. What's wrong? Everyone inherently knows there is something wrong with the world. So this question narrows in on the nature of the human predicament. This can be summed up with one word: sin. Sin entered the world and corrupted and tainted and disturbed the shalom that once existed. So now we humans and even the earth itself are groaning for redemption, as Romans 8 talks about. However, we rejoice in the fact that this world is still created by God, and God hasn't given up on His creation. God is in the redemptive process of reconciling creation back to Himself. As human beings, we are helpless in our sin and need to be saved by God's grace alone. But God is in a process of redemption and renewal for not only us, but for all things. Final question. What's the solution? What's the remedy for the human predicament in which we find ourselves? Well, it goes to the death and resurrection of Jesus. It all comes down to that. Due to God entering into the human brokenness through the person of Jesus Christ, human beings can be reconciled to God. If a human recognizes their innate sinful nature and they accept God's free gift of grace in salvation in Jesus alone, then they can be saved. After a person receives this grace, they ought to glorify God with their life in appreciation for what God has done for them. There's no way we can earn this grace either. It's simply a gift from God, and we can either accept it or reject it. It's in no way based on our works. God offered Jesus Christ as the once and for all sacrifice to redeem humankind from their sins and inaugurate the restoration of His fallen creation. Eventually, the curse of sin will be broken when God restores harmony and wholeness to His originally good creation, when Jesus returns to make all things new.